Jason Kelce, the retired Philadelphia Eagles center whose larger-than-life presence on the field and in the media has endeared him to fans worldwide, recently pulled back the curtain on one of the most painful chapters of his personal life. Speaking at the March of Dimes 43rd Sports Luncheon in New York City, an event dedicated to raising awareness and funds for maternal and infant health initiatives, Kelce shared a deeply personal story about the miscarriage he and his wife, Kylie Kelce, experienced in 2018. This revelation came not as a bid for sympathy but as a testament to resilience, the unspoken prevalence of such losses, and the profound healing power of community support in the unlikeliest of places, like a bustling NFL practice facility. To understand the weight of Kelce's words, it's essential to step into the context of that year. 2018 was a pinnacle moment in Jason's career. He was in the prime of his tenure with the Eagles, fresh off a Super Bowl victory that had cemented his status as a Philadelphia icon. Yet, behind the cheers and the camaraderie of the locker room, a silent storm was brewing. Kylie, then a relatively private figure known more for her podcasting prowess and her grounded approach to life amid the NFL spotlight, was navigating the early stages of what they hoped would be their second child. The couple, already parents to their eldest daughter, Wyatt, were thrilled at the prospect of expanding their family. But joy turned to devastation in an instant, a turn of events that Kelce described with raw honesty. "I remember it just being absolutely devastating. The emotional toll was immediate and overwhelming." Kelce recounted a vivid memory of stepping away from the relentless rhythm of team practices and meetings, seeking solace in the cab of his truck. There, amid the familiar scent of leather seats and the distant hum of the training complex, grief overtook him like a tidal wave. "Overcome with grief and emotion," he said, his voice steady but laced with the echo of that day's anguish. For a man whose public persona is built on unyielding toughness, blocking defensive linemen with the ferocity of a lion and celebrating touchdowns with infectious exuberance, this vulnerability was a stark contrast. It highlighted a universal truth: no amount of physical prowess or professional accolades can shield one from the intimate agony of loss. Miscarriage, often shrouded in silence due to societal taboos around reproductive health, strikes without warning, leaving couples to grapple with questions of why, in the quiet hours of the night. What makes Kelce's story particularly poignant is how it unfolded against the backdrop of his high-stakes athletic world. Professional sports, with its emphasis on mental fortitude and team unity, became an unexpected sanctuary. As word of the loss spread quietly among those closest to him, Kelce was met not with awkward condolences but with a flood of shared experiences. Coaches who had mentored him through grueling seasons opened up about their own hidden heartbreaks. Teammates, battle-tested warriors on the gridiron, confessed to similar journeys of sorrow and recovery. Even staff within the Eagles organization, trainers, executives, and fellow players, reached out with stories that mirrored his own. "There were so many people that shared with me, coaches, teammates, people within the Eagles building, friends of ours," Kelce reflected. This outpouring revealed a startling reality: miscarriages are far more common than the silence surrounding them suggests. Statistics from organizations like the March of Dimes, where Kelce was speaking, indicate that up to 20% of known pregnancies end in miscarriage, yet the topic remains one of the most under-discussed in both personal and public spheres. Kelce's candor serves as a bridge, connecting his personal narrative to a broader conversation about breaking the stigma. By voicing his experience, he normalizes the grief, emphasizing that it's not a solitary burden but a shared human condition. "You really find out how prevalent this actually is, how often miscarriages happen. And it's something a lot of times doesn't get said and spoken about," he noted. This realization was transformative for the couple. In the immediate aftermath, the isolation felt insurmountable, but the chorus of voices from their inner circle painted a different picture, one of solidarity and survival. Friends who had endured the same offered practical wisdom: the ebb and flow of hormones, the importance of gentle self-care, the slow rebuild of hope. It was these conversations, often whispered in the corridors of the Eagles facility or over late-night calls, that began to stitch the frayed edges of their hearts back together.